Hello, Namaskar, and a very good afternoon to all the viewers watching NCERT's live interactive session. I am Simran Singh, and you have all connected with us through eVidya channel number 7. Besides this, there are so many different mediums through which you all can connect with us. You can also participate in our live sessions by raising your queries, your questions in the comment section of our YouTube channel. As you all know, it's NCERT official, and viewers, for this half an hour we have a session of mathematics for all class 7 students, and we are going to discuss a very interesting and important topic. Well, it's symmetry, and providing us more insights into the conversation we have with us Miss Radhika ji. Namaskar ma'am.
Namaskar.
We welcome you. Ma'am is a TGT serving at National Public School from Whitefield, Bangalore. And viewers in this live session, if you have any of the queries, so feel free to connect with us and ask your questions in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that's NCERT official. Besides this, you can always reach out to us through this contact number flashing on your screens. It is 8800440559, and you can always write to us through this mail ID. For class 7 students, the specific mail ID is dth.class7@ciet.nic.in. So let's begin the conversation and try and understand, Radhika ma'am, what are we going to discuss today? Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, children. I hope you had a good lunch and are having a good time. So today's topic is very interesting, and it is more on visual concepts. So that is what we always like, right? And you are already familiar with the topic symmetry from the grade 6, and you already know about the concept symmetry. Now what we are going to do right now is learn more about it. Okay, so let's see what are the topics we are going to cover today. We are going to learn about what is the meaning of line of symmetry, and also to identify the lines of symmetry for regular figures. Now can you look around inside your room, wherever you are sitting? Just check what are the symmetrical objects you can observe. Can you see? Can you see so many symmetrical objects? Can you just let me know what are the symmetrical objects? Yes, you would have seen tables, chairs. If you are in the classroom, whiteboard, blackboard, all are the symmetrical objects, isn't it? So what is a symmetry? A figure has a line symmetry if there is a line about which the figure may be folded so that the two parts of the figure will coincide. So if you fold any figure along the line of symmetry, then it will coincide. So let us see some of the figures here. So look at these figures here. You can see this is a rectangle, and there's a star, there is a triangle, there is an arrowhead. So here at least you can see the one line of symmetry, and when you fold it along that, you will see that the edges are superimposing one on the top of the other. Now what is an application of symmetry? जो भी हम लोग पढ़ेगा ना, तो next question is, why should we study, right? So why should we learn application of symmetry? What is the symmetry useful? Symmetry is an important geometrical concept commonly exhibited in nature and is used almost in every field of activity. You ask it, symmetry is there. So what are the fields which we are using symmetry? Artist, yes, when you want to paint, most of the time when we start drawing, we draw the line of symmetry and start drawing. A lot of artists will be there among you, right? Now professionals, designers of clothing, jewelry, amazing jewelry, you can make it with symmetrical concept. Car, look at the cars. When you step out of this room, you just look around and see what is the symmetry of a car. Architects, manufacturers, and many others make use the idea of symmetry. The beehives. Have you ever seen beehives? You have to see. Okay, it is an amazing example for a symmetry. Flowers, the tree leaves, carpets, rugs, handkerchiefs, everywhere you find symmetrical designs. Now you will see that in architecture, in our country, we are so proud of our monuments. Just see the architecture symmetrical concept in here. So you see Taj Mahal, then Khajuraho Temple, then Awa Mahal, Lotus Temple. Everywhere you will see the lines of symmetry here. Very, very interesting. Now you see for any engineering field, Yes, you see the fighter plane is an amazing example for the line of symmetry. See the tools what we use in agricultural land, chairs, hangers, everywhere. What about nature? Have you looked around? Are you seeing symmetry around you? Yes, you can see in lot of places in symmetry. These are the few examples which is mentioned here. Jewelry, see the beauty of symmetry in a jewelry. If it is symmetrical, it looks so fascinating to see this. See the rangoli here. We are unknowingly using symmetry in our day-to-day life. Isn't it amazing, children? Yes. Okay. Now, how many of you are familiar with this particular figure? I'm 100% sure you would have used in your classrooms. At home, okay, what is this? There is a symmetry here. You will be folding this and then you make this. What is this here? It's a paper plane. Yes, we are actually using symmetry in a paper plane. Now let's learn what are lines of symmetry. Now we know the meaning of symmetry. So let's go for the lines of symmetry. The line of symmetry, it's a line, and you will not see line in every object. It's an imaginary line where you could fold the image and then have both halves match exactly. So you will see that at that particular line, the symmetry will be that both the sides, it will divide into equal halves. It divides the figure into two congruent parts. You are familiar with the term congruent, isn't it? Congruent means it divides into equal size as well as equal angles. Now look at these figures. See the line of symmetry for a lot of English alphabets. You can find line of symmetry. Now again we'll find out, this is very, very important. What is the line of symmetry for a line segment? You know what is the line of symmetry for a line segment? A line segment has one line of symmetry, which is a perpendicular bisector of the segment. What do you mean by perpendicular bisector? You have learned this, right? The perpendicular. Perpendicular means it should be 90 degree. As soon as it becomes 90 degree, the angle remains same in both the sides. Then you can connect to your line, linear pair. Some angles in a line is 90 degree. Now, bisector. So, there is a term called perpendicular as well as bisector. What do you mean by bisector? Bisector of the sides. Bi means two halves, right? It divides into two halves. So, for a line segment, the perpendicular bisector is a line of symmetry. Now, what about angle? What do you think for the bisector, or is it, what kind of line will be the line of symmetry for angle? So, we are speaking about only the angle with equal arms as one line of symmetry, which is a bisector of the angle. तो ये देख लो, ये भी half है. If this is 30 degree, ये भी 30 degree. So it is equal, 30, 30. So angle bisector divides the angle into two equal halves. So this is the line of symmetry. Okay. So these two important concepts, that is, the perpendicular bisector is the line of symmetry for a line, and angle bisector is the line of symmetry for an angle, is very important for the further figures. Okay. Now let's discuss about regular polygons. Now, if you want to know what is the regular polygons, the important point is what is polygon, right?
And
so
ma'am, before proceeding towards the polygon, I have a question with regard to symmetry. Do we see symmetry in each and every object around us?
You will not see everywhere, but you can see that more objects, it needs symmetry because it balances. Wherever its balance is required, we need symmetry. There are asymmetrical objects around also, but the symmetrical objects will give an aesthetic sense. Means ये देखो तो ज्वेलरी में सिमेट्री हो गया तो अच्छा होगा, हाँ हाँ नाइस, नहीं तो भी ठीक है, ज्वेलरी में स्टोन से ठीक है, but for भी the symmetry है तो so it becomes so beauty to see that place. We have seen lot of buildings in our house, may not be symmetrical house, but when it is symmetry, the impact and looking at that will be much better. But definitely there are certain objects in engineering has to be symmetrical because if it is not symmetrical, the functions will be affected.
Alright, let's get to know more about polygons.
Yes. Okay. So let's come to the polygon. So what are polygons? Okay. The polygons, let's define, and you've already learnt about polygons. I'm just having a recap of it. The polygon is a closed figure bounded by at least 3 line segments. So definitely we'll get a closed figure if we have 3 line segments. So we know that triangles, squares, rectangles, they are all polygons because at least 3 line segments will be there and it is a closed figure. Now, so what do you mean by regular? What does this term regular indicates? Yes, the regular means the sides should be of equal length. Is that enough? No. Even the angles are of equal measures. So it should be of equal length and it should be of equal measure. So that is the meaning of a regular polygon. Now let's see what are the line of symmetry for few regular polygons. We cannot discuss all the regular polygons, so we'll discuss few of the regular polygons. So what are the lines of symmetry for regular polygons? The first one, every time I think about polygon, the first figure comes to our mind is triangle. And that too, here it is equilateral triangle because that is the regular polygon. All the sides are equal and all angles are equal. What do you think? How many lines of symmetry will be there for an equilateral triangle? Just think about it. Okay, so it has 3 lines of symmetry. Okay, let's see. So there are 3 vertices for an equilateral triangle, and I mentioned in previous slides that we should remember that for an angle, the angle bisector is the line of symmetry. And here you will see that there are 3 lines of symmetry for a triangle. Now you will be wondering, can it be more than 3? So that you have to go and explore it more about it. Okay. Now let's explore for square. How do you find the lines of symmetry for a square? Here I want you to do some activity. Are you all ready?
Yes.
So take one square sheet of paper. Now you'll be wondering, oh God, from where I will get a square sheet of paper? It is okay. It's fine. You take the sheet of paper what you have, and I will show it in the video how to do this. Okay. So keep a pencil and whatever ruler you have, it is fine. The materials, keep it ready, and let's go and explore. Here we go. Okay. Now we will find out the lines of symmetry for a square. You can take a square sheet, or if it's a rectangle sheet also, you can convert it into a square. Just fold it along this edges. So it just coincides exactly along that. And this extra part here, you can remove it. It's a rectangle part. You can either remove by scissor, or if you have a ruler, most of us will have small ruler, at a scale, see, this is a cutter, cut it. Now what we have right now is a square. It's a square here. Now how to find a line of symmetry? Now since we already folded it along this way, so we are sure that this will be one of the line of symmetry. So here you can see that it exactly coincides with the edges. So this will be our first line of symmetry. Your sketch pen, you can mark it. It's okay if you don't have a sketch pen also. So we are sure that if we got this as a one line of symmetry, if you can fold it this way, definitely we can fold it the other corner also. So just fold and check. Yes. So here you will see the second line of symmetry is along the second diagonal. Now think about it. What will be the third line of symmetry? Can you fold it in any other way? Two lines we finished. Can you fold it in any other way? Yes. We can fold it along this sideways also. Yes. If we do it in sideways, again we can get another line of symmetry. So that will be our third line of symmetry. So this third line of symmetry will give the clue for the next line of symmetry, isn't it? Correct. So if we can fold it this way, why not this way? Should be exact midway. Should be the perpendicular bisector of the sides. Can you find out any other line of symmetry if anyone is able to find? Now, right? So that means you can find only 4 lines of symmetry for this square. Now we will find out. So you will see that only 4 lines of symmetry you are able to find out for the square. Okay. So, and did you observe what are the 4 lines for the square? Yes, there are 4 lines. Among that, 2 are the perpendicular bisector of the sides and the other 2 are angle bisectors. Okay, so the now next question is, yes, now we know about the 4-sided figure. Now what about the 5-sided figure? What do we call for the 5-sided figure? Yes, it's pentagon. So it is a regular pentagon. Now in a regular pentagon, we get 5 lines of symmetry. Can you see that? There are 5 lines of symmetry here. You will see that there are 3, 1, 2 angle bisectors. Can you see here? And there is one line which is passing through this bisector of the side also. So there are totally 5 perpendicular bisectors, 5 line of symmetry for this, not perpendicular bisector, 5 lines of symmetry.
Alright, so ma'am, having understood about symmetry, especially for polygons and certain other objects as well, one pertinent question that remains is what kind of mistakes students generally do while performing these problems related to symmetry?
Okay, so while doing this questions, basically they will get confused with the concept of congruent figures and symmetrical figures. Because if you draw a line of symmetry, suppose for it is a parallelogram, we know that for a parallelogram, when a diagonal will divide into 2 congruent figures, but they are not symmetrical along this line. We cannot fold it along the side because this side and adjacent sides, they are not equal. So only the opposite sides are equal. So you cannot fold it along this line, but definitely they are divided into congruent figures. So that is the one mistake children do during this.
Alright, let's proceed.
Yeah. So we are just in regular hexagon. So regular hexagon, you will see the 6 lines of symmetry here. So now you would have observed among all this polygon that there is something very similar in all the regular polygons. So what did you observe? You will see that the number of lines of symmetry of a regular polygon is equal to the vertices of a polygon. Did you notice that? When it is 6-sided figure, 6, then 7, if it is 7. So it just goes that way. Okay, number of sides or number of the vertices. Now, how many lines of symmetry for a circle? So that is the twisting question here. Since we know the lines of symmetry for all the other polygons, what will be the lines of symmetry for a circle? Yes. Did you find out? Yes, I think most of you got the answer. You are right. It has infinite lines of symmetry. because the number of vertices cannot be counted here. Now, similarly, when you discussed about the line of reflection for the mirror line, also you will see that the concept of line of symmetry is closely related to mirror reflection. A shape has a line symmetry when one of its mirror image the other are. So if you keep it this way along the mirror, you will see there is a line of symmetry here. But if you look at these two figures, is the dotted line a mirror line? Case 1? No, because you cannot fold it along this line and it will not be superimposing. What about the second one? Yes, you can fold it along this way. So yes, it's a mirror line. But remember that when there is a mirror image of that, the orientation will change. You can see R this way, whereas mirror image is different. So now we have done with the concept of line of symmetry and the reflection, which we saw in the mirror line also. We'll have a quick quiz time with few questions.
And
okay,
ma'am, I'll request you to make this the last activity for the program because we have the last 4 to 5 minutes left.
No, sure. So we'll stop here.
We can have the quiz. We can discuss the quiz.
We'll quickly have a discussion to understand the concept. Yes. Okay, let's do it a little fast. Okay, so children, just be alert. Which of the following is not a symmetrical figure? I already discussed
D.
Because ma'am just asked. Yes. Ma'am asked the questions and we got the answer. Yes, D. The second one, how many lines of symmetry are in letter Z? No, there is nothing. None. You cannot draw. You try it. You will see that you cannot do it. How many lines of symmetry are in regular octagon? So regular octagon we discussed, and I told you also it's a pattern which follows. So octagon is an 8-sided figure, so it will have 8 lines of symmetry. So even you can draw the line of symmetry for the given figures. You will see that the lines of symmetry for the given figures as follows. The last question for the day, what other name can you give the line of symmetry for an isosceles triangle? This is very, very important for a grade 7-11 because you should be familiar with the term median. Median is a line which divides the one side if you draw from the vertex and it joins the midpoint. So the concept of median we should be familiar with when you learn line of symmetry. What about a circle? What do you call for the line which divides a circle into 2 equal halves? That halves word itself we are very familiar, which is diameter. So what we learned today is about line of symmetry. What is the meaning of line of symmetry? And what is a line of symmetry for a regular polygon? And also the mirror.
Well,
I hope you understood the concept.
Completely.
Thank you so much.
Completely. And we can actually witness this from the fact that I am not a mathematics student, but of course, I understood the concept very clearly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For bringing our notice to this important area, that is symmetry, which might seem easy, but when you try and solve it, we get to know the different folds of symmetry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers who have connected with CIT NCERT for this particular program of mathematics where we were discussing about symmetry. And viewers, do not go anywhere because next program is Sanskrit. और कक्षा 8वीं के सभी विद्यार्थियों के लिए संस्कृत का ये सत्र रहेगा और इसमें हम बातचीत करने वाले हैं, यानी हमारा विषय होगा शीतो राजते भारत स्वर्ण भूमि। तो इसके बारे में हम और पढ़ेंगे। आप देखते रहिए eVidya चैनल्स और कुछ ही समय में हम फिर से लेकर आएंगे आपके लिए संस्कृत का यह प्रोग्राम। नमस्कार।